Hi everyone, it's June, and wherever you are around the world, I hope you're having a fabulous day. As promised to you in my last episode, we will be featuring Singaporean author Verena Tay and her books. So let's get rolling! Last week has been pretty productive for me. Among others, I have completed Verena Tay's Spectre as well as Spaces. Now I'll start with Spectre. This is the author's first collection of short stories. Now the stories in here, well, they range from a little dark to downright chilling. It starts with a story entitled Honey, and it is really a touching tale of a mom and how she continues to watch over her child, even as she's in limbo between this world and the next. Now the two stories that scared me the most were The Land and Broken. The story of The Land spans centuries. Now although the characters through time are different, of course, the author has managed to weave them all together in this really scary tale. And the second story that really scared me was Broken. And Broken was for me like a good old black and white movie from the past. Now, I remember growing up watching the black and white version of Pontianak, and if you guys grew up in Malaysia and Singapore, you might still remember that. And until today, I still find that extremely scary. It's something about a movie being in black and white, and you know, it just kind of like, yeah, it's a lot creepier. It says at the back of this book that this anthology seeks to terrify and inspire and encourages the reader to find darkness in the ordinary things in life and light in the depths of the soul. And that, my dear viewers, is exactly what it does. Now moving on to the next book, and that is Spaces, People and Places. There are 11 captivating stories in this book, and they evoke so much memories and emotions for me. There is a Floral Mile, which reminds me of my childhood growing up in a house with space as compared to now living in an apartment in Singapore. There is Sis, the story of a younger sister and her struggle to accept her elder sister's marriage. Now, for the record, I had no issues when my sister got married, but it does remind me of that whole transitional period for my family when my sister got married and eventually moved away. There are two other stories that I also want to highlight from this wonderful book. The first one is Taste.
This is from my story, Taste, and the protagonist is Martin, and he has lived for many years in the UK and has come back for a holiday in Singapore, and he is reacquainting himself with Singapore and the food. At the end of the block, he came upon a traditional kopitiam, seemingly forgotten by time. Its dull walls, probably last painted 30 years ago. Pendant bulbs of low voltage hung from the ceiling, vainly lighting the dim interior. Dusty wall-mounted fans swiveled from side to side, doing their best to shift the humid air. The surface of the marble block tables were chipped, cracked, or pitted. The wooden chairs were scuffed and scratched. A cockroach boldly marched across the grimy mosaic tiled floor, laying claim to its territory. In spite of the squalor, Martin felt drawn to this old-style coffee house that reminded him of the places Dad used to take him to 2 years ago. There was a certain honesty that he liked about the kopitiam. It had no pretensions to being more than what it was, unlike the expensive restaurants Marion was fond of frequenting, and the concept cafes now so common both in London and Singapore, or the plastic artificiality of modern air-conditioned food courts that serve generic fare prepared by disinterested cooks.
The description of the traditional kopitiam, our version of the coffee shop, really takes me back, and it's something that I do look forward to when I go to Malaysia, as I'm not sure how many of these coffee shops are still left in Singapore. And I do love a good prawn noodle with broth and ribs. The characters in this story, they are so real and so relatable, and the inclusion of a local dialect just takes it up another notch.
Facing the road with his right knee raised, his foot on the chair tucked beneath his belt, wearing black flip-flops, khaki bermudas, and a once white undershirt, he stared balefully at the rain. Loudly he grumbled to his companion seated behind him. Look how Anita, bolang laya aya, anzatan.
Femme Fatale is a story inspired by the life and times of Mimi Wong, the first woman to be executed for murder in Singapore post-independence. She is a bar girl hoping to work her way up to become a cabaret girl, and like all of us, she dreams of bigger and better things in life. Reality, however, is a lot grimmer. She's married to a man who is not only unable to provide her the good life, he mocks her too. And one day, it just got too much.
He lay down and grunted. Lang bo song I don't feel so good when I see you kill a kueh kak and make water for me. No, she replied, her fists tightening. I'll cut outside for Chinese New Year. Not for now, not for tonic soup. I also no time must leave to do my hair at salon. You go salon every week 2 times. No wonder we got no money. I must go so I look good at nightclub. No, you stay home and cook for me, you my wife. Then Asim closed his eyes and did not see Mimi grit her teeth and make rude signs at him with her hands. Mimi paused, at first unsure what to do next. Within a second, she had a plan. On the next exhalation, she walked out of the rented room, exited the attic hut towards the chicken pen. She climbed into the enclosure and the cockroach squawked and flapped about, avoiding her approach. The bird was no match against her anger. Within seconds, she caught the bird and pinned it against her body. With the cockroach secured, she left the pen, re-entered the hut and headed for the common kitchen area that all the tenants of the kampung hut shared, where she picked up a large knife from a table. She carried both chicken and knife back into the room where Asim lay. Carefully maneuvering the chicken above Asim's sleeping form, Mimi slit the cockroach's throat and threw its thrashing body at her husband, shouting, "You want chicken soup? You cook yourself!" Startled awake, Asim screamed from the shock of a dying chicken flailing about on his chest, spurting red blood in all directions. Mimi calmly dropped the knife, picked up her handbag and walked out and away from the attic hut, never to return. As far as she was concerned, she had cut all ties with Asim and was divorced. She could start life anew and follow her dreams.
That very expressive last bit of the video clip is what I was talking about in my previous episode featuring Melissa De Silva and her book Others Is Not a Race. I'll put the link up here if you guys have not seen that video yet. I enjoyed both these books so much. It is a refreshing change from the lengthier novels and the other kind of books that I often read. What I also appreciate is the fact that at the end of these books, there are notes, and that gives you an idea how the stories came about, a little bit of history and the people that inspired the author. It also adds a degree of realism, especially with spaces. I believe you will find a little bit of yourself or perhaps someone you know in the stories told. Please get your copy of Spectre and Spaces by Verena Tay from Books Actually. You can visit their lovely store here in Singapore or order the books online. That's it for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, please click like, share and subscribe. If you don't like the video, please click like, share and subscribe and tell your friends about it too. Oh, and don't forget to turn on the notification bell. Until I see you again, remember to be kind, be better, noble. Bye!